pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting, West Burlington City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Crowner.
Here.
Raleigh.
Here.
Stewart. Here. Lees.
Here.
West.
Here.
Need to perfect and approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
There's a motion with support. Is there any discussion? Roll call.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Stewart. Aye. Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
Motion to approve is presented.
Support.
Motion with support to approve consent agenda items 1 through 10, which are the minutes of regular city council meeting on July 24th, 2013. Approve a payment to Norm Kester's Electric, approve a payment to Farner Bakken, approve a payment to the Des Moines County GIS Commission, approve a payment to Bowerbilt, approve a payment to Sherwood Company, approve payment to various organizations for the sale of 4th of July raffle tickets, approve a payment to Great River Oncology Fund, and approve claims list as presented in the amount of $168,035.06, and that breaks down to the general fund $36,050.94, road use tax $4,737.31, tax increment financing $41,311.70, public works building $81,055.90, water, $6,893.77, sewer, $11,603.07, risk management self-insurance, $7,254.28, flex account, $857.45, trust and agency in the water department, $57.29, 4th of July celebration, $6,097.99, and a Pink Heels tour, $10,143. Any discussion? Roll call.
Stewart. Aye. Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. Before we get into committee reports, I'd like to introduce everybody to Colonel Michael Triplett. He's the new commander at the IAAP. Colonel, if you want to say a few words, or you're welcome tonight.
Thank you. And again, I know some weren't in here when I came in. My intent is just to come to all the surrounding communities once a month to their city council meetings. And that's does two things for me. It gives me a situational awareness of what's going on out in the community, what you guys are thinking. And it also, if you have any inquiries about what's going on at the IAAP, you can ask me. If I don't know the answer because I'm too new to get the answer for you, then I'll go back and research it for you and get you an answer promptly. So my intent is to build a working relationship with the local communities, and if there's anything I can do, just ask me. And anytime you want to come see what we do in the plant, if you haven't done so already, just give us a call and I'll give you a tour. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
And welcome. Welcome you and your family.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that.
Committee reports, finance. First thing, got a presentation of checks to the organizations who participated in the 4th of July raffle ticket sales.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. We'd like to present those. I don't think very many of those people showed up tonight, but we gave them the opportunity to at least. And we did have 8 different groups or functions that participated in selling raffle tickets this year. The total reward to those groups are $3,292.63. So that's a sizable amount. That the other half of that, $3,200, went into our 4th of July fund. So we appreciate their help. Totally this year, we had 21 different organizations somehow profit from that day, either by food booths, drink booths, selling the raffle tickets, running games, those types of things, running the dunk tank. So we think that's a good thing, a good community thing that 21 different groups or clubs or churches or organizations participated and financially gained from that day. So anyhow, we'll read those off from the lowest to the largest. And if you're here to represent one of those people, you can walk up and see the mayor. He'll give you a check. I really think we only have one of those here this evening. But anyhow, we had the Falcons Fighting Cancer. They made $130. We had the West Burlington Lions Club. They made $165, and I want to mention something with them. As you know, all of these clubs and groups that do set up the food and drink booths, we don't charge them anything. We allow them to set up on the street, do their thing. The West Burlington Lions Club is the only one of those that have ever donated back. And we got a really nice letter from them this year and a $150 check back. So they ran a food booth and bingo and made profit from that. And then they sold raffle tickets and made a profit of $165. But then because they're very community minded and believe in us, they donated back $150. So
I'll give them
yeah, I know. But people need to know that about that because they're the only group that does do that part. Anyhow, moving on, the Optimist Club gets a check for $171. The St. Paul Church gets a check, and I'm not sure why this one is quite so funny, but it's $240.63. So Leslie's not here. I can't ask her why that came out that way, but it did. We have Burlington All-Star Cheerleaders, again, just to show that we don't keep this just to West Burlington groups, but these are the Burlington All-Star Cheerleaders. They made $242. We had the Des Moines County Humane Society, the people over there at what we commonly would call the dog pound. They made $311. We have the Des Moines County Diamond Softball Team. They made $345. And then we come down to the West Burlington Alumni Association, who they sell the tickets all day long. They normally start about 8 a.m. down at the fire department, move up here about 10, and they sell them till 8 o'clock at night. So they put in a 12-hour shift. A lot of the different alumni donate their time, and they get a check this year for $1,688. And Tara's here to get that one.
Hey.
And thank you, dear, and thank your organization for helping us. We appreciate it. Anyhow, that's all of those I got. We'll have Leslie send those other ones back out. And we appreciate all the people that participated and helped out, and we had a very another successful 4th of July event.
Great organizations. And the next one on the agenda is the Pink Heels Tour.
We had a phenomenal event this year. Our goal to fundraise for the Cancer Care Wig program was $5,000. And with the tremendous success of the race, selling ribbons, and sponsors, we were able to raise $10,000 for the wig program this year. And Joe Greiner from the Cancer Care Center is here to accept that check.
It is. Thank you so much. This will go to great use. Thank you so much.
It's kind of fun to give out money other than constantly taking it. And anyhow, Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything else other than finance, other than to briefly mention that if you read the morning's headlines in the paper, we no longer have to worry about whether we need our own franchise tax or not, since that one got soundly defeated. So,
I didn't get to read the paper till about an hour ago.
yeah,
That's why I seen that.
yeah.
All righty. Anything else for finance? Streets.
I don't have anything, and Randy's not here, and Dan.
I think the crew that's gonna seal coat the alley should be in either next week or the week after. They weren't quite sure. It might be as early as next week. If not next week, it'll be the week after.
Okay. We gonna, let's see, we got a list of all the alleys.
Yeah.
We're gonna post that sometime in the paper, let people know a little bit ahead of time that
Should.
Yeah,
those are gonna get done.
We've never done that before. There's quite a list.
Well, I mean, just post a list. Because I was trying to sit there and figure out, okay, where am I now gonna have to drive?
Yeah.
I wanna drive.
Keep the
On what
Cooper,
alleys?
keep the Cooper off.
Yeah. I think we kinda just put it in the paper on a Sunday or a Saturday, let people know.
See when they're gonna be in town, and I'll try to get it before that.
Okay. Public safety. Teresa?
I don't have anything, but our chiefs are here.
Just I'm getting estimates for a new squad car. I'm trying to get that online now for the simple reason is we're in desperate need for videos for the squad cars. Our video system is next to useless. The one video system that we were testing I have now went through 6 DVRs, so that's a system that we definitely will not go to. They've covered it each time, but it takes 4 weeks to get a new DVR back from the company. My most recent one went down this week, does the same thing. We think we're pretty sure we found 2 systems that we're trying to pick on to get it, but from what I've seen, this is the first time buying new cars. We always went to Kansas. It takes 10 to 12 weeks for delivery. I've gotten a couple of local bids here working, and then one from Des Moines that is actually given the state bid for squad car, see what the prices are. So far, everything's come in a little below what I budgeted for a new car, which is nice. But as soon as that gets done, we need to get the video started talking and pick a unit to get them put in the squad car so we have usable video of incidents. Just so you'll know, that will probably be coming to you within the next couple of weeks for the squad car, and we can get it online and get the videos going. Any questions?
Do you get, I see we paid for the new taser. Did that come in yet, or not taser, radar gun?
Yes, the radar unit, yes, it is in. Officer Covert's using it, and the other guys, and training the other guys on it. Very, very happy with the system. We've been inundated with shoplifting calls. Again, shoplifting here is way up again for the following year. It's off the scale. I just ran it today. We've had a couple shoplifting calls a day. It's kind of a daily thing. Most of them are running, so it takes a little longer to work those cases. I do know that traffic stops are down over about 150 from what they were last year, simply because we've been concentrating more on criminal activity that's been going on. The amount of calls that we've been taking, traffic's been kind of hurting a little bit, working routine traffic.
Little side note of that, out here to J.C. Penney's, if you go in that back door, there used to be all that stuff lined up out in that back door on this side. There used to be luggage and coffee makers and all that kind of stuff. I went in that back door. I'm in there maybe once a month, but I went in that back door the other day, and that whole aisle is empty, and which would lead me to think there's something wrong with J.C. Penney. And so I flagged down one of the managers that I know, and I go, "What's going on here?" They moved it because of theft.
Wow.
They said so much of that stuff was so easy for people to grab and run out the back door with,
Because there's nobody at that desk
because there's
anymore.
nobody at that catalog desk anymore, that they had to move all that stuff just for that reason. To go along with what you're saying. I mean, that's just crazy.
Fortunately, we've been very lucky of catching up with them once they've left through great use of video systems in the stores. So they're not really getting away from it.
Yeah.
The bright note about it is a lot of it is under our city code for theft, so it does create revenue.
There's the bright side.
There's a bright side to it. Maybe, and we have it down to a quick turnover to where the officers in and out of there. We've got a system down now with these local stores to where most of the paperwork's done before we enter. And if it's a small theft below $200, a lot of time it's a promise to appear in court. So we can get in and out of there quickly.
Traffic-wise, there was 2 police officers I seen. One behind a tree and the other one behind it. Yeah, they were checking last night.
Last night? Yep.
Good. Thanks, Frank.
Okay. Mike, what you got?
Been working the last week and a half with ortho rehab out at the hospital, trying to get that building open. State Fire Marshal Inspector and I were there today. We're gonna try to finish it up Friday. They still have a few issues, but we did give them permission to start moving things into that building. Marshall's first phase is completed for the demo and the site work. However, we've got an issue with ADA, so we may be tearing out some of that new sidewalk that they put in front of that new parapet, and that you will enter in through Marshall's. About half of that may be coming out after tomorrow, after I get out there and take some measurements. That and rental inspections has pretty much taken the last 2 weeks. On the fire side, Dan and I have been working with the group out of California rewriting the AFG for the 2013 grant. And we got the last draft back from them. I'll get them in your boxes tomorrow with a little letter on top of it to show what we're doing and why some of the narratives are the way they are. We are asking for SCBA's, extrication equipment, and another, the pumper again. So in the narrative, they wrote for all three, even though they're only gonna get paid for two. We're gonna take care of the rest for the engine. And, the application date has been pushed back now till October. So we're trying to get it written and formatted so they can go ahead and do their thing and we can finish our thing up to replace the, pumper that left in 2005 that we never replaced. And it's explained on the letter also and why we're doing it. Also, I gave you a certification update of our personnel. It was in your mailboxes today. The guys and girls are doing a fantastic job in getting their certifications, and we're way above what this fire department has ever done in its history. And it's a compliment to them that they've taken it and ran. So, that's all I've got.
You did say that you put the paperwork for the grants and that stuff, it'll be in tomorrow?
Be in the mailbox tomorrow.
Okay, I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I want you guys to see it, and we got about 60 days for comments, any changes you want to do. And just have to remember that it's for, the term of the AFG is now. So if something changes 6 months from now, it doesn't impact it. It's what we have to put in between now and October of what's going on. So if we do have some changes like Rick and I talked about yesterday on an apartment complex or whatever, if it's still the way it is in October, it still goes in like it is, and we can't change that. Even though it may change 6 months from now if they do whatever they're gonna do, and that's it. So I want everybody to see it before we submit it. Dan's looked at it, and we've done some editing on it and sent it back to him, and we finally got the last deal. Remember, the SCBA's have to be replaced by 2016. I'm still trying to get it through a grant before we talk about it at budget time, and either this year coming, or for next year coming up, or the following year, we have to do it. Or we don't go inside, or we don't do much of anything with no SCBA's. So, it brings you up to date.
Okay,
Thanks, Mike.
anything for the chiefs? Utilities. Carol?
I don't have anything. Randy's not here. Dan, do you have anything?
I do not, in utilities.
Do we have anything for utilities? Sanitation.
I don't have anything. Dan?
Nope.
May have anything for sanitation? All right, other staff reports. Kelly, you got anything? Moving on. This time I'll open the floor up to anyone wishing to address council matters that are not on the agenda tonight. Nobody's running to that mic. We'll go to new business. Item number one is to consider an amendment, number one, to engineering services agreement with Snyder and Associates for engineering on the Public Works Facility Project, the amount of $246,000. And Dave's here. Made the trip down. Could've rode with me,
Did your car make it? Apparently so.
just like new now.
A brief explanation. When we did the design services contract last year, it did indicate that we would be coming back with a proposed amendment for the construction phase services once the construction bids were received. That's the purpose of this amendment. The basic construction phase services include administration, staking, and observation. We are basing it on the contract completion date for construction of October 1st of next year. In addition to the scope of services that was outlined in the original services agreement, we are estimating that the site visits will be approximately on average 1.5 times per week. We have included outside services for ventilation system and testing with an allowance. We have included construction staking with an allowance of an estimated 4 site visits, one of which has already occurred. And we have noted that the city will provide some shop drawing reviews in conjunction with ours, which is already taking place. Compensation, as you've indicated, Mayor, is an estimated maximum of $246,000. That's all I have to comment on the contract itself. I would add a couple of comments regarding the project. We are heavily involved at this point with shop drawing, submittals, reviews, and approvals. We probably have some 40 or so that we've processed to date from most of the subs that are involved. I also noticed on the way into town tonight that they are unloading construction equipment. So I expect that that work will begin probably just in the next few days.
Any questions?
Did you say, Dave, that you're thinking you or your people will be here 1.5 days a week during this project? Is that what you said?
Yes,
Okay.
on average.
Okay.
About three times every 2 weeks.
3 half days.
Well, hopefully not.
And then, and is our plans then, Gifford, is our plans then to have Mike out there sometimes too, watching things like he does any other project?
Yes, he'll be spending quite a bit of time out there.
Okay, all right.
It's your pleasure here.
And if it's not finished by October 1, then we get a new bill.
I'm sorry, a new
If it's not finished by October 1st, the way I'm reading this is, then you can invoice us for your services.
Oh, that last paragraph? I put that in there such that if we have not reached that estimated maximum and the construction goes beyond that completion date, we will be allowed to continue invoicing up to this amount if there's a need for it.
Okay.
But if the work goes beyond the October 1st completion date, I'm sure there'll be presentations to council regarding why
Yeah.
construction hasn't been completed.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the engineering service agreement.
Support. Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Motion carried. Thank you, Dave. Number 2 is to consider a proposal from LL Pelling Company for seal coating services in the amount of, total amount of $28,328.70. About 1,029 square yards of base repair and single coat, and 9,475 square yards of single coat doing the alleys. And there's a substantial list of them there. You can almost need a GPS unit to figure out which ones are where.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
I would have to say that in 14 years of being on this city council, I have never received so many complaints about our alleys as I did this year, quite honestly. So I'm glad we're doing this project and getting this going.
Roll call.
Lees.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Carried. Item number 3 is to consider a resolution authorizing the issuance of $3.75 million in general obligation urban renewal bonds, Series 2013A, and providing for the levy of taxes to pay the same. It's your pleasure here.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
Mr. Gifford, would
Because
you?
it says providing the levy.
Yes, I wanted you to.
Doesn't mean that's gonna happen.
I just wanted Mr. Gifford to clarify that.
Yeah.
Would you clarify that last line of that thing for the general public so that they realize that we're not planning on raising taxes to do this project?
Anytime you do general obligation bonds, the full faith of the city is involved, and that language has to be in there, but we are not planning on raising taxes to pay for this building, no. It's gonna be paid through TIF, and since TIF is actually taxes, that's what they mean by that.
I know.
But there won't be an additional levy on our levy to pay for this.
It's just the way that reads. One could consider that we were thinking about raising taxes just because of it. Thanks.
Roll call.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 4 is to consider purchase of a brush chipper, a 2008 Premier that Randy has found from Altorfers, I believe, in the amount of $18,950.
Motion to approve.
Support.
We're gonna need this thing if we're gonna take down all those trees. What, Dan, do we know if this is still available?
Yeah, it was on hold, so they,
Unless somebody walked in with a bigger check, huh?
well, I talked to Randy about an hour ago, and he seemed to indicate that it was still available, so.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Crowner,
Aye.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 5 is consider Officer Bowe's attendance at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
I still haven't met this gentleman.
Yeah, you have.
You weren't at that meeting that he came?
I was in Colorado.
Oh, you've met him before. He's a firefighter.
He was here once as a firefighter, too,
He's still with us.
but
Still with him.
Every day with Ringo.
Come in the morning.
It's
Ringo
firefighters.
working well?
They all look alike.
All right.
we'll put him in his new uniform and then have him come see you.
Pull me over tonight on the way home.
Roll call.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 6 is to consider purchase of uniforms for Officer Bowe from Uniform Dan in the amount of $13,000.
What?
Oh, $1,388.25.
Yeah, we went to silk suits.
So moved.
Support.
We're gonna get reimbursed $196.97.
Yeah, it's all right. We
Motion
don't,
with support.
we don't want him going naked.
Somebody down that way, just put names
Made the
down.
motion.
Rick and me.
Rick and Rod.
R&R.
Oh. However you want to put it.
We don't care.
Roll call.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Well, when we're throwing around, numbers like 3.7
Yeah.
million, 245,000, it's kind of, 13,000 really isn't that big of a number.
If you remember
good.
right,
I'm glad to hear
I did it at the last meeting with the chamber. So it's not-
When I bring you the video bill, I hope you keep that in mind.
Item number 7 is to consider hiring instructional technology to perform the annual ladder and tower 1 testing for the fire department in the amount of $1,182.25.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lees,
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 8 is to consider the purchase of personal protective gear for the fire department in the amount of $6,604, 4 sets.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
And these are all gonna start to be a different style of uniform now that they're all gonna,
Now, we upgraded our protection, and we did some research about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and we went with lighter weight coats and lighter weight pants and more protection, more inner thermal protection. And because the coats we were getting and the pants we were getting, they were making them so thick to get the same protection, the guys were complaining about it, it's like being in a snowman suit. We can't move. So we reevaluated everything and talked with the manufacturer, and so we changed colors and we've changed the fabric, but the protection has stayed the same.
so like with everything, it's just newer technology and
For
improved. and-
technology, yep, absolutely.
Well, the ones you showed me down there, it's pretty impressive.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
West.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Stewart.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 9 is to consider the safer grant tuition stipend for firefighters Andy Crooks and Jacob Ruth in the amount of $2,500 per person.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Crowner,
Aye.
Raleigh,
What I understand, Mike, is that both of these have signed their contract.
Yep, they were included in the packet. Right.
Okay,
Yep, absolutely.
just want to double check on it.
That's fine.
Aye, I'm sorry.
Stewart. Aye. Lees,
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Motion carried. Don't have any old business. I do have a couple of things, though, that I want to mention. First is a reminder today, and kind of glad the Colonel's here. Maybe he had this on one of his tests, but today is the Purple Heart Recognition Day. And George Washington presented the first Purple Heart August 7th, 231 years ago. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, we had a couple of Purple Heart recipients here to receive a proclamation, and I'd like to just make that a yearly thing, have a proclamation of that effect. And also, one, Bradley, our IT person, he is a recipient of the Purple Heart, so special recognition for him. The other thing is, as mayor, for about the last 5 or 6 years, myself and the Burlington mayor, we've been giving out awards to community volunteers. And this year, we did that again back in May, and there was a lot of volunteer members that received those awards. But the idea came to me after Dan brought up a recognition for some of the council members. So I would like to personally recognize all of you council members on the job that you've been doing with the 4th of July and with the Pink Heels tours. And I want to start out with, I got a recognition award for each one of you. And I want to start out with the two that haven't been here the whole 10 years, especially since we just celebrated the 10th year anniversary of the 4th of July. And Dan and Kara, you were kind of still the junior members. But you've only been around for, on the council for going on the 4th year, but you've both been involved in the Pink Heels and in the 4th of July celebration for longer than that. So I want to, give you guys a special recognition and say a very thank you for myself and behalf of the citizens of West Burlington. Treese, she's been around forever.
Long time.
I'd like to personally thank her also for
She's the oldest council member.
for her involvement in the last 10 years with Pink Heel. Pink Heel's short 3 years, but 4th of July, 10 years. Teresa was on council when we decided to build this building, and through all the trials and tribulations that we went through, and to get it done. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rick, he's kind of the gopher for Rod. And he's been around since we've got started this 4th of July, and
I thank you
want to
very much.
congratulate him on this. He's one of the older ones, and
Thanks, Gopher.
and he's been also around since we built the building, and from the start out, he's been doing a lot of the legwork, and probably Rod's second-hand man to get a lot of stuff accomplished.
There's a ton of stuff that makes that day happen.
And that leaves me with Rod, who's kind of been the ex officio chairman of the 4th of July committee since this thing started. So I want to congratulate him,
Thank
and
you
I
very
think, it's kind of a recognition that mayors ought to give out every once in a while. And I definitely appreciate all the work and the help that you guys put into this. And I don't get to be around too often because I always have a lot of people on my porch for some reason or another.
I can tell you what part of that problem is, but we'll.
Well, no, this year there was
I
none.
know.
But he does furnish the water.
Yeah, but thank you, Mayor, very much. I appreciate that.
No,
It's
thank
very
you, all
nice.
of you, and that's,
Very,
I
very
think it
nice.
needs to be done more often, coming from this office, to recognize you people, because you don't get enough thank yous from, you know, from around the world. With that, anyone wishing to address council matters we did discuss or didn't discuss tonight?
I just want to say that with our citywide garage sale day, holy smokes, what kind of traffic we had. We had a great turnout, and I think that was a great money getter for some of the neighbors that signed up and didn't sign up. And perhaps next year, if we do it again, we'll just make a map and not charge everybody, because there was quite a few people that piggybacked on. And I want to thank everybody that stopped at the lemonade stand for my granddaughters. They were entrepreneur that day, and they made quite a bit of money off their lemonade stand.
But I thought it was a good deal. I got involved in it and
Absolutely.
everything else. I think you got more people down there at that.
Well, you know,
'cause
it's the
yeah,
better
yeah,
part
but-
of the neighborhood.
Yeah. Anyway, we only had 2 on my street. That was the only big problem we had.
Well, there's
But-
only 2 of you on your
The
street.
the suggestion that would be good to do that is to have a garage sale and then a cleanup day the next day,
That doesn't sell.
so I can get rid of this
And I
stuff.
know poor Ringo, he was stressed that day. I don't know if he was the only one on that
Did we give
day,
out
but-
any tickets that day?
We only gave out 5 parking tickets. He did a very good job of getting people to move their cars, because there was a lot of places where it was only one-way traffic.
It was pretty
It would have been
backed up.
difficult to get a fire engine down if emergency occurred. He was very good at doing that and gathering up cones and putting cones out. Unfortunately, some people don't pay attention to cones, and therefore the tickets got.
Melville was a problem.
Melville was a problem, correct. So,
And Long Meadow.
yeah, there was some problems that he did have. He couldn't get to everything because of the calls, but he did a great job. They
He did.
worked very hard that day.
Okay,
Awesome.
another great event. I'll entertain a motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
so moved then.
Support.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.